indah di depan mata. Giliran tim kita memilih hero. Memilih hero. Selamat datang di Jumat Meriah. Minion musuh akan tiba dalam 5 detik. Berkumpul pasukan maju. Siap, laksanakan saja sekencang-kencangnya, karena itu akan menjadi teriakan terakhirmu. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Aku tidak tahu namamu, tapi aku tahu kapan nyawamu akan melayang. Teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya, karena itu akan menjadi rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. saya. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Overlord dan Tyrant sudah muncul. Balita, maju! Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Musuh double kill. Teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya, karena itu akan menjadi teriakan terakhirmu. Towermu dihancurkan. Skill belum siap. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Towermu dihancurkan. Kamu tidak akan bisa sesat-set aku. Musuh rampage. Executed. Towermu dihancurkan. Musuh gak ada lawan. Musuh killing spree. Awas, power base kita diserang. Shut down. Towermu dihancurkan. Kapan nyawamu akan melayang? Musuh telah tereliminasi. Double kill. Nyawamu sudah melayang. Musuh telah tereliminasi. Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya, karena itu akan menjadi teriakan terakhir. Nyawamu sudah melayang.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Rekanmu telah
Tereliminasi.
hanya instingku yang bisa kupercaya. Awas, tower base kita diserang. Teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya, karena itu akan
Musuh
menjadi
telah tereliminasi. Timmu berhasil menghentikan tower.
bosan hidup. Kamu tidak akan bisa sesat-set aku. Aku tidak tahu namamu. Aku tahu kapan nyawamu akan melayang.
Overlord dan Tyrant sudah diperkuat.
Maju!
Siap, laksanakan. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Nyawamu sudah melayang.
Musuh tereliminasi. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Rekanmu telah
Tereliminasi.
teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi.
Teriakan keras.
Towermu dihancurkan.
Kamu tidak akan bisa sesat-set aku. Lenyaplah!
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower.
Hanya instingku yang bisa kupercaya. Aku tidak tahu namamu, tapi aku tahu kapan.
Tower base kita diserang. Musuh telah tereliminasi.
Nyawamu sudah melayang.
Musuh telah tereliminasi. menghancurkan tower.
Maksud aku. Hanya instingku yang bisa aku percaya. Aku tidak tahu namamu, tapi aku tahu kapan nyawamu akan melayang.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi.
Iya, apa tuh?
Musuh killing spree. Kamu berhasil mengeliminasi musuh.
Selamat tinggal.
Double kill. Rampage. Rekanmu telah tereliminasi.
Nyawamu sudah melayang. Teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya, karena itu akan menjadi teriakan terakhirmu.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi.
Pasan ada.
Hanya
Semuanya
instingku
wali-wali.
yang bisa.
Wala ka pasan, semuanya wali-wali ang bilang ko.
Rekanmu telah tereliminasi.
Kamu tidak akan bisa sesat aku.
Killing spree. Killing spree.
Aku tidak tahu namamu, tapi aku tahu kapan nyawamu akan melayang.
Rampage. Shut down.
Musuh telah
Ultimate
tereliminasi.
siapnya.
Karena itu akan menjadi teriakan terakhir.
Mundur. Mundur.
Musuh
Gak ada lawan.
hanya instingku
Shut
yang bisa
down.
aku percaya.
Towermu dihancurkan. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower.
akan bisa sesat aku. Sepertinya kamu sudah bosan hidup.
Telah tereliminasi.
Duh.
Teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya. Karena itu akan menjadi teriakan terakhirmu.
Killing spree.
Kamu berhasil mengeliminasi musuh. Aku tidak tahu namamu, tapi aku tahu kapan nyawamu akan melayang.
Dragon sudah tiba. Bersama terakhir dimulai.
Sudah bosan hidup? Hanya instingku yang bisa aku percaya.
Kamu berhasil mengeliminasi musuh.
Tidak akan ada yang selamat.
Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower.
Nyawamu sudah melayang.
Killing spree.
Selamat tinggal.
Mundur. Serang. Mundur.
Lenyaplah.
Serang. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower.
Sepertinya kamu sudah bosan hidup. Teriak saja sekencang-kencangnya. Karena itu akan menjadi teriakan terakhirmu. Aku tidak tahu namamu, tapi aku tahu kapan nyawamu akan melayang.
Eliminasi shutdown. Double kill. Cebungut ya. Timmu berhasil menghancurkan tower. Baik. Aku lagi bebas.
Mana tuh? Pak balik juga kan pokok yang merah ya.
Berhasil.
Dia yang main. Sih, oke. Dia bisa. Nggak ada lontong yang di depan tuh, mereka jauh-jauh nggak enggak lah juga sebuah.
Aku bukan assassin yang kamu cari-cari, tapi aku sama berbahayanya. bersama kamu.
Type of comp. I love the way that you put it, Manjin, because it is just like a chess game. I make a move, you respond with a different one. I make another move, you respond and you try to form into your game. It was very well orchestrated.
I want to add to the draft that TT Global core strategy this game was unbreakable frontline. You got a Hou-Yi, you got a Lianpo, you got a Flowborn tank. Just sit in there. Obviously, Fatih, with many different interception that he can do, many team fight, you notice there are a lot of baits for Liang's ultimate.
Yes,
Liang
exactly.
was ulting the Lianpo or ulting the Fatih, but they couldn't kill them. Right?
Yeah.
Somehow, you will always have the front line who will survive because they're so tanky. Not to mention have to worry about the re-engage, a secondary engage, a third engage coming out from the entire side of TD Global. So the entire draft, initially I was like, oh, what is the strategy? What does it come here? There seems like more synergy from AG Global, but from AGAL. But TG Global strategy was just that we are unkillable.
Of course, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it all carried on the Snowy's back. Everything just came on Snowy's back. He came in and he did that quadra kill, and that's going to be really beautiful. And because Snowy was untouchable, that's the reason why TT Global are able just to push the game and push and push and push. Because at the end of the day, it's not a matter about how fast you win it, it's a matter about just pushing the crystal at the last minute.
Absolutely, and I cannot wait any longer. We gotta talk about Snowy's clutch there.
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
Zoe set up really far into the enemy base there, right? Waited a
Yes.
long time just to go ahead and catch out the Hou-Yi. But when it caught him out, they did a quick master armor there. I don't know if they got it in game, but I would consider that master armor. Sells on him, gets the sanctuary, buys enough time for his team to huddle around and protect him, and turns a disastrous situation into a positive one.
And it's very difficult for Hou-Yi to survive, right?
Yeah.
And then he knows that as long as he's just making that little move, he's just a little to the right, a little to the left, a little bit back, and you just keep dealing damage, he's always going to survive in there.
You know what, Phil? The master armor you're talking about in the PKL, it's called buy and sell. That's really hard to do, especially for the hashtags slow hands like Dave here, right? Like it's hard to do the buy and sell, right? Anyways,
No, come on, I have to defend Dave on this one because I've seen Dave's fingers playing, and it's actually pretty.
I might have fat fingers, but it's not slow. Let me guarantee you that.
for sure. Anyways, yeah, I gotta agree with Dave again. I've talked about how TT Global shifted their gears into a sustain type, protect Snowy in the late game. All they need to do was to be patient with everything that AG wants to land, like get all of those defensive items. We were talking about it. Like that's a problem. I think if you have a farm lane who relies too much on magic damage. Also, you have magic on the Gunmo, you have magic on the Aryan. What they'll counter with it? Magic resistance. Succubus cloak, easy, right?
But it wasn't just that. Like I said, it's how tanky TT really is.
Yeah.
Like you, and how not tanky, how fragile the entire set of AGL was. They couldn't survive the amount of like tankiness in the front. They couldn't survive amount of damage coming from Hou-Yi as well as the rest of the team. So end of the day, when you look at Honor of Key in general, I think a balanced draft should have someone to tank the damage. Or Sun Ce just wasn't it. They picked Sun Ce mostly realizing that game just for the ultimate itself.
Yeah, they were traveling around. I did like that in the early game, they were ulting around and grabbing the Aaron here, and then farming 2 waves at once. And that was a great strategy there, but they had to end that game early. As Manjeet mentioned there, Succubus, if you guys didn't know, is the GOAT, like, magic resist item of HOK.
Yes.
It is so overstated, and when 3 characters on your team do magic damage, everyone on the enemy team can go ahead and build that Succubus and be a pseudo-tank.
It needs to be like that, right? Like, you need to understand how to balance your damage items and your defensive items as well. And Snowy did really well on that, right? And that's the reason why he was able to survive and at the same time just to deal some damage. He came up with the quadra kill, right? And now, as you know, we've been always tracking all the clutch moments since the beginning of the KWC. And thanks to Honor, we have our Honor triple tracker. Our Honor triple tracker is allowing us just to count all of those clutch moments, or the triple kills, the quadra kills, the penta kills, and they just come to put them as the rank. Right now, for Blacklist, Joshi is the one that is at the top of that tracker with 4 of them, and if he finishes like that today, he's gonna go home with an Honor device for this winner.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yo, shout out to my boys, Joshi and Carl, come on.
I want to give credit to Snowy though, because they just started playing the tournament.
Yeah.
He already had 3.
Brother, I'm telling you, bro, like Joshi right now is watching this and he's like, come on, Snowy, please, brother, like allow a mana phone, please.
But yeah, absolutely. Snowy here coming in for just 2 matches, right?
Yep.
And he's already has 3. And we have a lot of games to go. And if he keeps up his current pace, he's set to take number 1.
I am really looking forward for that, man. The same as I'm looking forward for this game 3. We already have game 1 and game 2. I know that for a lot of the players and for a lot of the fans that they're new to Honor of Kings and they watched that AGAL performance, they were just like, okay, yeah, AGAL got it in the bag. That's it. At 11 minutes, 12 minutes, they already had a good advantage. They were thinking about the fact that they already got the win, but TT Global showing us how to really push the game. It's not only about just trying to win quickly. It's a matter of understanding, if I do not have an advantage, I gotta push for the timer.
Absolutely. And they got to the power spike where Hou-Yi got enough item to be really relevant, right? When all attacks start hurting, not just like kind of chipping away your health, but really taking away your life. You know, that's when it's really matters. And again, the front line was unkillable. I want to touch up on the magic damage thing. We saw
Instantly banned out by the side of TT Global, right? That is one of Ino's specialty signature heroes. They do.
G-Rod. What is our TT Global here? We gotta see here. It is what Dave mentioned. The Dun Dolia combo has been locked in.
Not only that, this opens up so many doors to the side of TT Global, right? This is a flex pick. There's so many other heroes that can complement the Dolia pick as well. So AGAL, this time is not about disrupting the picks on TT Global. You need to make sure you have a very strong composition right off the bat.
I have to agree with you. It's not about disrupting the enemy composition. It's about rounding yourself up, making sure that this Dolia gets more and more value as the draft goes on.
Straight away, this is the first answer. The Agudo, very good and adept at melting tanks. But also, with the help of Chano, these are the two turret masters. They will take down towers in a flash.
Definitely the case here. Agudo and Chano here, the critters, the wolf pack, making sure that your tower goes out immediately. But what better way to target your backline than double annihilation here coming in from the Nuwa on the hands of TT Crane.
We've already seen some spectacular steals or spectacular attempts with the annihilation, the ultimate of Nuwa, to steal objectives or get kills. Now, TT Global, they're gonna show you a brand new world as we sit on the carpet, take to the skies and see what TT Global has to offer.
What TT Global has to offer, we gotta find out here. But if you're AGAL, you're definitely going to be thinking, Snowy had a fantastic game back in game 2 here. Are we looking at Snowy for more of these bans here, or are we limiting more and more of these Dolia compositions, just like the Elaine?
I think you can't ban everything, right? At this point, maybe just ban something that works against your lineup. I think Princess Frost is going to be a very good answer for TT Global, because this then, when the emergence comes, the TP from Nuwa comes, when Dune jumps in, you can get the Frigid Prison, get that stun in as well. Extra damage for you. Guan Yu, great ban on the side of AGAL.
Very great ban. You want to be making sure that Ino on this lane in carry channel gets more room to farm and play the game here. So banning out all these backline assassins coming in from AGAL makes sure that Ino, their star player, gets enough space.
True. TT Global, they haven't picked up the Charlotte yet, which I think Ran has already showed us how powerful that composition is going to be. And TT Global, they want to go for, this is a core basic in professional gameplay. Protect your farm laner, he's going to deal the damage for you. And based on how Snowy was playing in game number 2, TT Global definitely can play this strategy.
I have to agree with you, and we are looking at two very similar team compositions. You have the playmaking clash lanes, you have the jungle tank, and you have a late game marksman on both of these farm laners, being AGAL Hino, TT Global Snowy here. It comes down to execution here. Who can make their farm lane play with lesser worry?
And I'm going to tell you the difficulties that AGAL are facing now. They've already used Lady Chen. There is no combination against the Dun with the Lady Chen. No more freezes. So they have to pick something a little bit riskier. They need more dive. They say, okay, look, there is a preparation. We might have to play late game. Let me get the wave clear, faster rotation, show you in the mid, and going to be helped out by Diadea.
Well, I want to point out one thing as well, kid. Zoyu, Chano, Agudo, they melt down towers extremely fast. And you're talking about TT Global here. We want Snowy to scale towards the late game here. But if you have no tower, you're not going to be having this room to farm here. AGAL will look to hunt your turrets down. For TT Global, you need to play defense.
Yes, and what this means, you need faster rotations, faster pacing, and if you get the chance, you want to kill them, lock them down, and that is the job of the Fuzi here. Ching, one of the gaudy players coming out from TT Global this time. trying to lock in that lead for TT Global.
I'm loving this from TT Global here. They have played this before during the Nova Esports series here. The Dolia and Fuzi combo. Double lockdown here. Whatever frontline you have, if you go in the face of the Fuzi here, you're gonna be experiencing total lockdown.
It really is giving your teams options, right? How many chances can you give your team to lead the game, to win the game, to win the series, and get your hands on that lion's share of the $3 million USD prize pool, which is going to be $750,000.
That's a lot of money, and also the pride of being the best KPL teams, the best team in KWC 2025 is at stake at this series. We are almost ready to go into game number 3 here, Ken.
I love this. We want the bragging rights for this game. And now, this is the time where both teams have the chance to move forward and stay ahead of the competition again.
Exactly the case here, and if we look at towards the series here, I'm starting to think here Snowy has been so consistent here, but I want to point out as well, Crane with his mid lane is so crucial and fundamental coming in from TT Global here. He was making so many plays.
Okay, so let me give you the options available for AGAL at the start of the game. You have 2 choices to make if you want to be aggressive. Number 1, you go and contest this Azure Golem because Dune definitely needs it level 1, or you go and steal the red.
Right, but both of those might be the winning opportunities here for both of these teams. But we are getting into game number 3. On to the gorge is AGAL and TT Global. What are the winning conditions here for these 2 teams?
For me, definitely, if you're AGAL, you want to be looking at the early game here. Make sure that Zoe, Sheng, Yino on this try-push strategy gets value. For the side of TT Global here, your side lane will be detrimental in your mid to late game.
Yes, look, I think we need to focus on Crane here. He's not going to have a good time. Sheng is one of the best wave clears in the early starts of the game, so Crane is not going to be able to clear as fast. He needs to then provide value in another way. Maybe help to take a few licks onto the buffs for his jungler.
And just look at Sheng's rotation here coming in from AGAL. He knows for a fact that Yino is 1v2. He's coming in to force out some of these spells coming in from TT.
You can see Sheng already being very aggressive, right? This is where you want to go, but Joy, not the best position to be in.
Yeah, not the best position to be in. Ian the River here gets burned out immediately. Check out the trio real quick. Another Yino here coming in. Yino, go shine on the biggest stage. We're excited for your amazing performance.
And definitely, but for now, it's not a good situation, right? They have already rotated their 3rd member down into the farm lane. So TT Global, they get the fire beak on that bottom. This is, like you mentioned many times across KWC, a one-time chance to get the advantage. It's now in TT Global's hands.
That is how you cement the early game advantages here. You steal the camps away, you secure the neutral objectives here, and TT Global is doing a pretty good job coming into the series.
In fact, they've taken every single marker in the farm lane here. There is nothing for them to look forward to.
Nothing to look forward to, but the engage goes through mid-side.
Yeah, I mean, they have a little bit too thick here. The emergence just come through from Crane, and there it is. The wind slash as well as the unruly blade onto the back line of AGAL.
Ooh, too deep there coming in from Sheng. He wants to use the Winds of War to push back Sunrise here, but Sunrise, he is so tanky onto this Dune, survives the push-up and makes it out alive while taking down AGAL Sheng.
Okay, before I make my point, I know you guys were asking for it. Clash for Fame, that's your call. Go and key it in, get your rewards. And of course, now, the reward for Sunrise, that first blood, extra EXP, extra gold, and he's going to be extra tanky.
Extra tanky is the name of the game coming in from the side of the Dune Dolia of TT Global here. But we want to see the game plan here coming in from AGAL. Where is the push potential? Where is the pressure onto Snowy?
It has to be for manpower advantage, right? Because there's nothing they're winning on the map right now. TT Global, they've defended their camps, they've stolen camps, they've taken every single objective across the map, across all 3 lanes. And now TT, they feel the advantage.
They are looking at the advantage right now, and looking at the bottom side, Yino is getting pressured with more and more members are being committed towards this top side as the River Sprite is almost about to spawn.
Once again, this is an important marker. This is a free gold, free XP. TT Global, they want to force this out. And the rotations. Now, we talked about Sheng having a good rotation, good wave clearing. They are behind. Even with that fast clear, he cannot do much.
You cannot do much indeed, especially when you're against the best of the best 2 teams here. The map awareness, the rotation dedication, the manpower, it comes immediately. It comes super fast here. So if you want to find mistakes that's happening on the map, you gotta be quick.
Look at how Joy has rotated, achieving so many things at the same time. Number one, running through the river. You have a lead, you get vision, you know where they are not at on the side of AGAL. You are also able to back up Sunrise if there is an invasion on the Azure Golem. So many things just by walking down that river.
That is the job of a rover, right? You're providing intel, as we mentioned from time to time. Intel is wintel. If you give information, you give it to your teammate.
Well, I mean, Joy here looking a little bit worse for wear, using the Heartlink to get out. I mean, right now, they're going to need every man on deck when this neutral objective comes up in 1 second.
It doesn't feel like they have a huge gold advantage. In fact, there is none at all. But TT Global, this is a great start for them. No steal available. First time of the game goes to TT Global.
Very clean stuff here coming in from TT Global here. They force out Schwei's common spell here. Super low Schwei is not able to precipitate the team fight. Hence, they have to give away this tyrant that has been spawned onto the map here. And right now, if you look at the map state here, TT Global, they're invading hard towards the bot side.
They want to make a trade. Right now, Ching, he's not in a position to contest. The information is given over. But at the same time, look, I think what Sunrise doesn't care. They know about the Azure Golem, the Crimson Golem coming up in 5 seconds, and this will be funneled into the hands of Snowy.
It will be funneled, but look at the bottom side once again here. They are pressuring the red side. They are looking to pressure this tower here. Ron teleports to the bottom side, looks to defend this, but he will be met by multiple members of the side of TT.
Okay, right now they want to match pace, but they also want to be ahead. Sunrise takes that bump instead. He rushes to his Azure Golem. So TT Global playing the map so well. Furball going to be dropped, but there's nothing that AGAL can do at this point.
But look at the goalie here, kid. 5 minutes in, we talk about how TT Global is amazing at securing these like early game objective. DAL is in the goalie right now.
I mean, that's how you keep on pace, right? Steal the camps, make sure you get a good fight as well. Right now, they're still poking and prodding.
Oh, the Rudy Blade is going to be in. Obviously, the Celestial LED just used for the refresh here for now. Looking pretty low is going to be Zoe into the back of that T1. Team fights are looking pretty hairy. Sunrise is in the enemy jungle. Maybe looking to contest this Azure Golem. It's going to be Sunrise. He's able to get it. He claims it for himself.
Not a good situation for the side of AGAL. Not the position they want to find themselves in. But you play the cards you're dealt with, and TT Global, they're playing it well.
So much damage here coming in from the side of TT Global here. The value coming in from a Fedun here, going in with the Unruly Blade, gets the refresh from the Doliak here, gets back out, and that provides so much mobility on this dude.
And I want you guys to notice something, right? We're talking about all the other members, and there's one member we don't really talk about, and that is Snowy. And that's a bad sign for the side of AGAL fans, because that means Snowy has been farming. And when you give him a lot of farm, and there's a big shield in front, the form of Sunrise and Ching, there is no escape.
Goes back to the pick and ban that we talked about.
Wait there, the Rudy Blade is going to be committed once more. The Destiny encounter does come through from the side of AGAL. The Annihilation comes through. We do get a kill onto Sunrise. He got a little bit too close to the sun and got burned by Shang.
And this is where Shang provides so much value. The wave clear. If you stay and fight in the domains of AGAL, you will be burnt alive. And TT Global, they're kind of licking their wounds. They might have to give away this Azure Golem.
Oh, the Azure Golem does get secured by Joy. They're not the best person you wanted to be here, but AGAL, with that one kill there, gets the bottom tower, gets back the control of the game here. We talked about this in the pick and bans here. If you're looking at the backline access here, Ron single-handedly zone out 3 members of the side of TT.
At the same time, this is the turret push strat, right? You have the Akudo and Snow. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of bursts. You have Zoe, you have Shang, and they are target takers.
Oh, Snowy over the wall gets the takedown onto Shang. We have the artillery coming through here as well. Maybe a bit of a dive here from Sunrise. Looking to try and contest that Azure Golem. We use the Unbrightly Abrams to go in and just clear that team fight.
So smart. Look, Joy had to protect the team by stealing that his own team's Azure Golem. So they made the call. We need a buff for the side of Sunrise. He needs a CDR. He needs a some mana regeneration. And right now, TT under fire.
Under fire indeed. Snowy's not looking too good here. He does get one out by Noir. And then it is the Annihilation. It's on the backline. Crane just going to be used there to push away AGAL. I mean, imagine that Annihilation landed. That would have been clean.
But it landed on no one, and AGAL comes up clean, gets the kill onto Snowy, who has expended his flash from the previous fight here. And right now, we look at the goalie here. It's looking dead even, but slightly towards advantage.
Oh! Rain from downtown. The Annihilation is going to just get that pressure off to that mid lane. And right now, Ron may have to run at some point. This is a 2v1. Sages might be committed, and he gets taken out.
This is not late game. You cannot get this kill. They get a consolation prize in the form of the Tyrant. It's not even a shadow version at this point. But TT Global, they're feeling strong. They see the advantage. Ching playing the split push as well. T1 in the mid, under fire.
Way having to use the TP out of there, but that is going to be the unruly blade being committed as well. He can. With there it is, he gets out of jail free.
So much damage coming in from Hino onto this channel here. He's slowly scaling towards this late game giant that AGAL need here. Game is dead even between both these two teams here. And man, TT Global, they had an amazing 2 catches.
Learn the tips. This is where you recover from the game. Do not force unnecessary team fights. Play the map, clear the waves, get the turrets. And right now, TT Global, they recovered. And with that growth, late game, TT Global going to be extremely scary with Snowy and Crane.
And the first fighting point that we have to see, and we will be seeing, will be the Shadow Tyrant. That will be spawning in the less than 30 seconds here. Look at both teams here. They are looking to clear out these waves here. Have a neutral wave state to see who can get an advantage positioning on this team fight.
Yep. AGAL, they want to realize the strength, the potential, taking turrets. But they're not allowed to because TT keeps poking and prodding. And Ching, late game, he is almost unkillable. They're going on him.
Ooh, the flash, yeah, having to be used there by Jing. I mean, is there going to be a bit of a dive here? We see a bit of a pincer movement from the side of TT Global. But now they're just trying to position this Shadow Tyrant fight.
Howl has been committed from the side of TT Global here. They're looking for a positioning coming in for this team fight. AGAL repositioning the wraparound. Look at Sunrise. He's face checking Duran.
Yeah, the Annihilation just come through. A bit of a bait and switch there for Crane on the side of TT Global, but still very aggressive with this team fight. A lot of flashes going on right now.
Unless Sunrise or Ching falls, there is no way they win this fight against TT Global. And right now, they're already starting Sunrise. They're giving them options. They're giving choices. What do you want to do? Do you want a Tyrant or the kills?
Yeah, there it is. Obviously, Purple being committed into the backline. Shui gets taken down. Sunrise cleaning up shop here. The sustain, but can Ron get access into the backline? He thought twice about that. He was going to go in, but he was like, if I go in, can I get out?
He can't. Snowy has the Crimson Golem. And look, they made the call. They want to go for more. It's not about the Tyrant. It's about the map control. T1 in the mid. They've lost this. They need to restore control across the map.
They need to recall control about the map here and look at the side of TT Global here. They know for a fact that wow, another snipe here coming in. But man, TT Global doing such a good job here. AGAL, they want to sneak away this Shadow Overlord here, but the positioning coming in from Ching and Joy just neutralizing that potential.
The shovel is in the hands of TT Global. They're digging treasures across the map. A Tyrant, a kill on the Shang, everything going in the way of TT Global.
TT Global, they are in the driver's seat right now, and I gotta say here, Crane, once again, the man himself to make all these snipes, all these plays here. He's having such a fantastic game.
Yeah, the pressure being put here to the mid lane. I mean, this is going to be 4 men on 1. There is no real kind of collapse here for the side of AGAL as they lose their T3. T2 in the mid lane.
Yep, and right away they can make a trade at the bottom lane as well. But for now, it's not the trade you want. You want more gold in your pockets because TT Global, they have a very slight lead. And we have seen when Titans get the goal lead, they get an advantage. They will dominate with that advantage.
Okay, let's talk about team fighting here. We have yet to see Ron find a very big backline access thanks to Ching onto this Fuzi. If Ching never uses the ultimate, Ron can never go in. And TT Global will always have the range advantage to poke you guys down.
So many effects, right? Multifaceted factors coming in for the side of TT Global with not just the draft, but the kits and the timings as well. And straight away, they occupy the territory of the jungle of AGAL. And they're working on that Overlord.
Yeah, indeed, working with the Overlord. Primal Bond is up, Shadow Tyrant is over. No more debuffs here, and TT makes light work of this Shadow Overlord here. If you're AGAL, you gotta formulate a game plan as they're looking for this push.
Maybe this team fight here could be the potential. I mean, obviously, baiting at the emergence is going to be the stage spike being committed early with the Destiny counter already used into the team fight.
Run!
Shrek goes down, but into the backline. Ron gets the access that he needs. Onto Crane with a takedown. Sunrise as well. Where is your tag on the side of TT Global?
Okay, they catch eyes on Zoe as well. One more.
Link does be used in here as well. Inuwan looking pretty low. He has to flash over the wall for now. I mean, there it is. Zoe overextended. Snowy gets the takedown.
And look at this Fuzi pick providing so much value there. The intuition, the spell 2, damage reduction, tanking so much damage from the side of AGAL. Look at this replay there as we break it down. TT procs the hull, looks for the engage here, gets the engage onto the members of AGAL. But the healing coming in from Strike is just too major. Ron looking for that 2-man backline access.
In live though, I mean, we've lost 2 lives already, 2 for 1 trade from the side of TT Global as they're trying to get that T3 in that bottom side of the map. These Vanguards are doing the work. We just need to make sure that Ron is putting the pressure on.
It's a double whammy. Inuwan gets taken down, right? They did trade the life of Joy, but who cares? Not that his life is not important, but Joy at this point, his value here is providing space for the team. Let's take a look at how that fight went down.
Well, definitely a bit of a misstep here. Gets locked down by the Sage Smite, and the damage just comes bombarding in from Snowy on this build. Yeah, so much damage.
It's a late game, but
Yes, in the live part here as well. Was they able to get the Azure Golem? Yes, Crane steals it.
Yep, not an ideal situation for the side of AGAL. They are suffering at this point. 5 to 9 in KDA, but just 1,000 gold that sets them apart. Barely at this point. TT Global, next objective. 6 seconds ago, Shadow Tyrant number 3.
Shadow Tyrant number 3 has been spawned onto the map here. Ching, the man of TT Global, is so consistent onto this Fuzi. The brick wall. Now, we have to see here, can Ron find another miracle engage here?
I mean, they're just trying to check out our Jing here, right? I mean, there's the Heart Link onto Jing as well. We're going to be seeing him maybe use a Sage Smite there, just able to lock their Ron, so he cannot have a clear access onto the backline of TT Global. Sunrise looking to put pressure onto Zoe, just kind of denying the access onto TT Global at this point.
Do you see where Ron is going? He's trying to find Snowy, but he cannot find him, and Snowy's just dealing damage on the backline Ching.
Oh, yep, Verbal Beacon in there. It was able to actually get onto Zoe, but not actually get the CC that was needed. Destiny counter once again, trying to apply the healing, trying to play the zone in, but here it is. Ching into the backline. Ron is really looking for access here into the team fight, but the Sages might be committed. But we are getting a takedown on the Sunrise into the team fight because it is split on 2 fronts.
Another Sage might be committed from the side of TT here. Sun goes down once again. 2-for-1 exchange in favor of TT Global.
They know that Zoe does not have Smite. They're pushing the anti here. Ching looking for an opening on the backlines at the same time. Buying time for Snowy. He gets that Shadow Tyrant. And once again, AGAL just suffering at the hands of TT Global.
Yeah, I mean, TT Global had the pressure into the top side of the map, right? We had the minion wave just giving that clear pressure, and it meant that AGAL was like, do we take the fight? Do we give them the Tyrant? And the question was, yes, give them the Tyrant, but now is that T3 going to fall?
That T3 is definitely going to fall towards the hands of TT as another Annihilation goes through mid lane. So much pressure coming in from Crane, coming in from Ching here. I gotta say, Ching on this Fuzi, immediate. So much constant lockdown onto Ron.
Yeah, it's all about the options that AGL have to choose from, right? You have to go for Snowy, but you have to go for Ching as well. And this was how the fight went down. I mean, nice catch by the backlines on the side of Ching. I thought it was going to be a 5v1. They tried to get that advantage, but the Annihilation really changed the state of the fight. And once you get Ching back onto your faces, there is no way to run.
There is no way to run indeed, and we see, even under the presence of Primal Bond here, TT Global so ahead in map control. Gets the second Shadow variant of the map here, and they are looking hands down strong right now.
This is what you want to see if you're a TT Global fan. Crane and Snowy, the both of them over 120,000 worth of damage dealt to the side of AGAL, and there's going to be plenty more coming.
Yeah, a lot of damage already been built up in the stock market for the side of TT Global. With the minion wave in the mid and the top, is this going to be the final frontier for the side of AGAL?
It's looking like it. The T3s at the bottom are falling. There is no more pressure coming in for the moment on the side of TT Global, but that is a short-lived moment.
Ooh, okay. Yes, Destiny Academy trading for the Annihilation there as well. Obviously, 2 ultimates being expanded, but we do have the Dolio on the side of TT Global.
And Shadow Vanguards are slowly marching towards this final tier 3 of the side of TT right now. TT is looking for the push here. Snowy is super fat and he is full stock right now into this fight.
Yep, he has the Crimson Golem looking for the opening. It's all about poking. They're going in.
Pushing into the back line onto Ron. Obviously, just making sure that the Ron does not have the excess once again. He got the takedown. Annihilation putting so much damage and so much pressure onto the side of AGAL. Zoe looking to be the next victim to come down. And the Crystal, game number 3, 2-1 to TT Global.
What a way to do it. Even at death's door, even with his death, the mid laner on the side of TT.